The hunting horn has been famously the least used weapon in the entire history of the Monster Hunter series. This misunderstood support-like weapon has always been thought to be the weapon of choice for those lazy hunters who pretend to be helping a party by sitting in the corner and playing their songs on repeat. It doesn't really help that the idea of memorizing what each note does is an extremely terrifying prospect for those newbie hunters. Introduced in Monster Hunter 2 DOS, the hunting horn has gone on a long journey to where it stands today in the newest expansion. So let's make sure our horns are nice and ready to keep everyone buffed as we go through the generations, starting with 2 DOS up to the newest Sunbreak expansion, as we overview the sleeping giant that is the hunting horn. With an up input on the analog stick, the hunter swings and then slams the hunting horn onto the ground. This two-hit attack is the strongest the hunting horn has, but it leaves the hunter stuck in an animation for the longest. Note that the hitbox is pretty large and can send any nearby teammates flying. With a left or right press, the hunting horn can be swung in the analog stick's opposite direction. Pressing right will swing left, and vice versa. An infinite combo can be done by just alternating left and right inputs. You can always just end the combo with an overhead smash. Pressing down on the analog stick will have the hilt of the hunting horn be jabbed forward. This attack is really weak and requires the hunter to be much closer to their target than other attacks. This is the hunting horn's unique trait. Pressing R will start the recital mode. Here, after each beat, a note will be automatically played. Doing nothing will do the hunting horn's first note. The first note also is played with either a left or right movement of the analog stick. Moving the stick forward will do the second note, and back will do the third. Once a song is recognized, it'll automatically buff the hunter and anyone within the same room as the player. If the song needs to be played again for added effects, then the song needs to be recorded again. For songs like Self-Improvement, the hunter would need to move to the left or right in order for the added effects to be played again. It is possible for the hunter to roll to end the recital if needed. Just keep in mind that the swings the hunter does when moving the horn to change the notes does deal a good amount of damage, but are pretty hard to utilize at times. Going into the bookshelf and selecting hunting horn sheet music, it displays all possible songs a hunting horn is able to do, granted they have the correct notes. So for newbies or people that have never played a 2nd gen game before, get that pen and paper ready, and get ready to memorize. Just keep in mind that the notes for each song may change, but the songs themselves should carry on in each subsequent game. This is a song that every hunting horn has. Playing it once will have the hunter's walking speed improve. In this state, the hunting horn has the fastest walking speed with the weapon out, almost as fast as running with the weapon sheathed. Playing it again will give the hunter mind's eye for a set period of time. A popular and recommended song to have when choosing your hunting horn, more raw damage is always welcome. While defense will get you only so far after a certain point, for those that are having trouble taking some unavoidable damage, playing this song will at least aid in taking another hit or two before fainting. This could come in handy for those times eating out of season food gives you food poisoning, or for those harder hunts when you run out of max potions. Just remember that this only increases max HP up to 150. After that, the song does nothing until you lose the extra HP by carding, or enough time passes. For 120 seconds, wind pressure is either mitigated or negated. Outside of wind pressure, large, playing the song again will upgrade the song to the next tier. A dual blades and bow user's favorite song. For 60 to 120 seconds, stamina is infinite for anyone within the same area of the song being played. This song has a 1/3 chance to restore a small amount of HP, or a 2/3 chance of being an antidote. Playing this song again does not grant a higher chance of either effect. These songs are meant to aid hunters with low amounts of elemental resistances or to double down on the elemental strengths of an armor set. These buffs will last for 60 seconds, and playing it again will upgrade the resistance to another level. If the horn can do a higher tier song, the first will play a tier lower first, and then it will play the tier shown when played again. If the song does a small effect, playing it again will do a medium one. Like in 2 DOS, the hunting horn songs are on the bookshelf at the hunter's house. Select the book on melee weapons and then select hunting horn sheet music to look through the notes and songs that are in this game. The randomness of the recovery song was removed in Freedom Unite. There are now songs that either just heal or have an antidote or deodorant operating to them. Gives the player a vision of any large monsters on the map currently. Upon finishing the song, the hunting horn will vibrate, acting as a sonic bomb being thrown. With recovery speed up, the red portion of the health bar recovers faster. This can be useful for monsters that leave a lot of red after attacks. Heavenly Protection gives a 50% chance to take 30% less damage. Compared to its armor skill counterpart of 25% chance to take 30% less damage, this can be a useful song to have on a back burner. Pretty much earplugs on demand, low gives plus 10 of the skill and high makes it high grade. This line of songs are to negate bad element songs. They are very scenario and mod specific, but are useful when in their element. Not a must-have skill, but depending on the hunting horn, not having to replay a song can prolong the helpful but lengthy songs while on hunts. For some reason or another, the hunting horn was not in Monster Hunter Tri, but it returned in Portable 3rd and 3 Ultimate. Here the jab attack was changed to do cutting damage. There are 3 ways to jab. One way is by pressing A twice. The second is by pressing start, and the third is by tapping the special icon on the touchscreen. This generation also did away with the pesky recital playing mode that was quite frankly really awkward and put the hunter into a really dangerous situation when in the same room as an enraged monster. Whenever the hunter attacks with the hunting horn, a note will pop up. X inputs will do the first note, A does the second, and X plus A does the third note. The jab also does the second note. This can be handy to shorten the time needed for some songs. Another great addition is the hunting horn song list makes a debut in the equipment's details. Once a song has been performed correctly, the notes will start glowing. Pressing R will then play the song. Just remember that the recital swings are powerful, so including these in the combos is a must to lower the amount of time looking for a chance to play your song. Pressing X and moving will do a powerful forward slam that has some pretty good reach. It is slow, but a good way of closing the gap between the hunter and the monster's face. This can also continue in a combo by just pressing X one more time. The overhead slam has been changed to be an attack that is done while moving and pressing X plus A. So pressing these 2 buttons without moving will do the backward slam. This provides good reach over the hunter and can hit flying wyverns. This move is also really powerful, and so people recommend doing this by just moving up to a target, turning around quickly, and pressing X plus A so that the backward slam will hit the monster. After a song is finished, pressing R would have the hunter do more recital swings into an encore of the song that was just played to do its stacked effects, plus extending the duration of the song's buffs. As an option, the hunter can move to the left, right, or even backwards depending on the analog stick's direction to continue the encore in that particular direction. With the change of recitals, it is now possible to combo into songs faster after some inputs. Pressing R after doing the forward slam will have the hunter kick up and then start playing. There is another shortcut after the hilt stab, and there are shortcuts after the overhead slam. And a backwards attack. Underwater, the hunting horn has not changed that much. If anything, after playing self-improvement, the hunting horn is the most graceful swimmer with the weapon out. The speed is comparable to the swimmer skill. For hunting horns or teams that are aiming to exploit a monster's weakness, this will be a handy skill to squeeze in just a bit more damage. In the 4th generation, the hunting horn gained a handy mounting strike. When jumping off a ledge or pressing X, the hunter would do a forward slam. This aerial attack has two uses. The first is the mounting strike to mount a monster, and the second is to play any desired note. While in the air, pressing X, A, or X plus A will do the respective notes, but with the same animation, so it can make doing longer songs just a bit easier. This is only an option when hopping off a ledge with the weapon out. With the weapon sheathed, only the first note is playable. Another addition is the second note upswing that is performed by moving and pressing A and then the desired note afterwards. The basic combo is a second double note, but this move is another handy shortcut for longer songs. Acts as a temporary rock steady for smaller attacks. The duration is about 45 seconds, extended to 60 with Horn Maestro. Adds an extra 30 seconds, 40 with Maestro to the buffs applied. Playing this song will reduce any elemental blights or even negate them completely for 90 to 120 seconds, depending on the song and the Maestro armor skill. Instead of negating the elemental blights, this will negate the status effects the hunter can get while on the hunt, like Slime Blight, Poisoning, Defensive Virus, or Dung Blight. This song adds an extra 10% to boost abnormal status effects like Poison or Sleep. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate also introduced a couple of songs that gives 2 buffs when played. Guild Style and the other subsequent styles gain a special double note when the hunting horn makes contact during an attack. If these double notes are used in a song, then the hunter will not only get the buff, but it's encore in a single recital. Plus, if the hunter has played a song prior to the double note recital, it would then replay the previous songs. This feature is a great tool to get new hunting horn users to be a bit more aggressive in order to be super efficient with the songs. One of the key additions in Gen U is the option to see what songs are active or running out by opening the menu and pressing R. Aerial Style reverts the main combos to how it was in 3 Ultimate, taking away the second note upswing from the main A combos. While in a vault, the hunter is given the option to do 2 attacks and 2 notes respectively. Adaptive Style is not too different from 3U Horn once again. After a successful adaptive evade, the hunter will do a 3-hit combo that can be rolled out of any point. Like Aerial Style, the player can input their desired notes during this 3-hit combo. In Gen U, pressing R after the adaptive evade will do a quick recital that is similar to a certain hunter art. Striker Style removes the forward X slam and changes the X inputs to be an infinite swing combo. Pressing A will do the hilt stab, and that can be comboed up to 3 times just like in previous titles. The backwards X plus A slam was also removed. This style is great for songs that are focused on the first 2 notes, but for any songs that have the 3rd note, will kind of feel like a drag in comparison. Alchemy Style removes the second note upswing, and the backward slam needs to be comboed into after an overhead slam. Not really a hunting style to recommend to newbies, or for people that are not too great at macro management, since the hunter will not only have to balance songs, but also the alchemy barrel. Valor Style, while not in Valor mode, changes the forward slam to be an unsheath attack and an X combo attack. The backward slam is similar to how it was with Alchemy Style, and a fast poke can be performed after doing a forward slam. The hunting horn actually gets 4 options for Valor cancel moves. Each of them are great for filling up the Valor gauge. Pressing A will do the 2-note upswing. Pressing X will do the forward slam. X plus A will do a sped up version of the backward slam, and pressing R will start the recital. This is the only way to encore songs outside of Valor mode. But once in Valor mode, the hunting horn will get the Valor step, the second note upswing, and most notably, after a Valor step and pressing R, the hunter will do a very stylish recital that not only looks great, but is very powerful. This can also be done after a Valor cancel while in Valor mode. While this hunter art has no motion, it does play all the hunting horn songs in one go. These are the base songs and do not affect party members, but this could be a pretty handy option. This hunter art does a series of swings with the hunting horn, ending a combo with a sonic boom. Truthfully, this hunter art is pretty hard to pull off in most instances, but it becomes decently strong in G rank since it does true damage. Just be mindful of your fellow hunters while performing this hunter art. For a limited amount of time, all notes become double notes, even if they don't connect with a monster. This hunter art changes the recital's animation and gives iframes at the start of them. This can make the hunter super evasive while throwing out buffs and attacks. This hunter art also charges up pretty quickly. An additional note, for the hunting horn, a Risen Phoenix could be a very helpful hunter art to bring on hunts. Since the hunting horn does get buffs, this hunter art quickly becomes an easy half to full heal in a pinch. Just be mindful that the hunter will need to rebuff themselves after using this hunter art, but that shouldn't be too much trouble since they are double notes. This handy skill could be a big use in tandem with attack up horns to dramatically buff up the team. Adding an affinity in a set, or even crit boost, can further the likelihood to really give it to the monster where it hurts. Having immunity to getting webbed, bubbled, or snowman can be a real lifesaver sometimes. Besides a small jig with weapon out, the hunting horn got some new neat qualities. Sadly, the double note from Generations was removed. But there's this new feature known as song queuing. When fighting, if a song is recognized but the hunter keeps attacking, it'll go into a queue that is seen to the right of the notes. Up to 3 songs can be queued at one time. If a hunter wants to play a specific buff, they can do so by doing a combined input to do that. But if more than one song is queued and the player presses R2, then the hunter will play all 3 songs, and then those songs can be encored. As an option, the hunter can roll out or even slightly move during the recital. As an added bonus for the songs in World, during the recitals an extra sonic boom attack is added. These extra booms are strong, and even more can be added into a string of combos with an encore. Along with the same aerial attacks for ultimate, the hunting horn is given the option to start a recital while mid-air. This can be done after jumping off a ledge or running off a wall. While sliding, pressing triangle will do a very wide and heavy slam forward that does a good deal of mounting damage. Playing this song will upgrade the scout's fly level by 1. So for example, if you collect a footprint and then play this song, the scout flies would then home in onto the target monster. For a limited amount of time, damage caused by heated areas will not hurt the hunter. With the large song, it increases the duration of tools like mantles and boosters by 10%. It is a single-use song, so the hunter can't just keep spamming a song to keep their mantles going for an entire hunt. MhRise prevents getting stuck in mud globs from monsters like Judatoris. Using the clutch claw to latch onto a monster with the hunting horn, and pressing triangle will do a tenderizing slam, and then they will kick off the monster. Pressing R2 after an attack will do a special note that is called the Echo Wave. This would have the hunter plant their hunting horn and spin. This does damage as the weapon spins around. These special echo notes will do a destructive echo sonic wave after playing a song. Any songs that include the echo wave that are buffs like health or stamina will drop an essence onto the ground that will affect any hunters that walk into it. This deals a burst of damage that does a good deal of KO damage. Echo Wave Dragon does a good amount of Elder Seal Dragon damage. Elemental Effectiveness Up enhances a weapon's elemental damage. Speed Boost plus Evade Window Up enhances speed and increases its ability frames while evading. Max Stamina Up plus Recovery increases the stamina cap to the maximum of 200 and enhances recovery. Extended Health Recovery restores the players in the Echo Bubble over time. In Monster Hunter World and Iceborne, giving your teammates a buff and then swapping out weapons in the tent would forfeit all the buffs you provided to your teammates. However, in Rise and Sunbreak, this only applies to the hunting horn user, and not the rest of the party. Rise removed the unsheath attack to not be an actual attack. Moving and pressing X will just simply unsheath the weapon to have it ready for attacking. This also applies for aerial attacks. Rise removed the ability for the hunting horn to do the flourish and the hilt stab. There's also no way to cue any songs outside of leaving them on a note sheet. The first note is always blue, the second is red, and the third is always green. So every horn has a max of 4 songs, including self-improvement, which is done automatically. Songs are played with their maximum buff the first time around, so there is no longer an encore to improve the buff. Doing an encore would just reset the timer when it is about to expire. There's also the removal of echo waves and bubbles. The X combos were changed to be a 3-hit combo. First it does the traditional left swing, then the multi-crush, and then the forward smash. Pressing A twice will go from the right swing into the crush. Moving and pressing X or A will go directly into the final smash or crush. Pressing X plus A twice will go from the backward strike into the new double swing attack. Using the overhead smash, you can make an infinite combo with the double swing. The double swing's direction can be changed by just moving the analog stick. Since the double swing gives the option to turn around after the X plus A input, you can do the usual technique of attacking into a monster backwards, and then using the double swing to turn the hunter around to continue attacking. Utilizing these moves can get towards a new move called the Magnificent Trio. When all 3 notes have been played in any order, the hunter can perform the Magnificent Trio with ZR plus X. This special melody plays all the songs that the hunting horn has in a single go. In the top left corner next to the notes is a special meter. This meter will fill up when attacking, and when maxed out, allows you to do a special finisher to the Magnificent Trio. This has the hunter spin the hunting horn around on the ground and does the Infernal Melody. This song temporarily grants a pretty big attack buff, about 20%. Pressing ZL plus X will have the hunter slide forward, playing a recital at the end of the move. This makes a lot of progress towards the Infernal Melody. If you're using Performance mode, the horn will autoplay Self-Improvement. If you're using Echo mode, Slide Beat will autoplay any songs that were queued up. While the Melodic Slap is a bit slower and does less damage than the overhead smash, this attack does a good deal of damage towards knocking out the monster while also acting as a sonic bomb. And now for the gamut in the room. Monster MhRise gave a drastic change to the hunting horn. The stock way of playing songs in Rise has the hunter automatically getting the buffs when playing the same note twice. The recital is not meant for buffs, and instead grants the hunter a good deal of iframes while in the animation. Echo mode is more akin to how hunting horn melodies worked in previous games. After playing a note once, you can press R to play the song that is currently in queue. If you have Horn Maestro, this recital is a bit faster than in Performance mode. Comparing the 2 modes, Performance mode allows for a more aggressive playstyle, while Echo is great for supporting. Earth Shaker is done by pressing ZR plus A. Using 2 wire bugs, the hunter stabs the hunting horn forward, leaving a kunai in the monster. After a short while, the kunai explodes. This move is incredibly powerful, but sometimes it's a bit awkward and slow to use. Beta Resonance puts a cocoon on the ground. This cocoon mirrors any song that the hunter plays and does a small sonic boom when it does. The main special benefit of putting the Beta Resonance down is that any hunting horn gets attack up whenever this is active. This is more useful as a support skill for healing songs and the like. This grants a barrier that negates getting flinched or knocked back from attacks, roars, wind pressure, and tremor only once. This barrier does not deal any damage when it is applied. With a quick backflip, the hunting horn gains a mini shockwave when attacking for a short while. This is similar to the hammer skill, however, the shockwaves deal a good chunk of extra elemental, stun, and exhaust and part break damage. Like Beta Resonance, a small cocoon is placed on the ground. When attacking, the vibrations are sent to the cocoon until it explodes, dealing a lot of KO and exhaust damage. If you play the Magnificent Trio, the cocoon will automatically explode at the end of the combo. The swing combo replaces the crush attack combo. This move allows for repositioning left or right like the recitals of older generations. These 3 songs are quite handy. Sharpness Loss Reduce acts like Razor Sharp level 3, giving a 50% chance not to consume sharpness when attacking. Sharpness Regen restores about 2 units of sharpness about every 5 seconds. And Sharpness Extension acts like Handicraft level 2 and extends the sharpness gauge by about 20 units. This, however, cannot exceed past the weapon's maximum. The hunting horn has always been at an odd spot due to the low percentage of players that use the weapon in every generation. Every generation had its manner of attempting to lower the learning curve for newer and returning players. 3rd Gen had the recital rework, generations attempted the double notes, MhWorld tried queuing up songs and having extra benefits for playing enough songs. Rise was pretty controversial on release due to the game tossing all of that out of the window and replacing an otherwise slow and methodical playstyle to an extremely aggressive and high-burst playstyle that a lot of veteran players just, got upset at. Whichever version of Hunter Horn you enjoy, you can even enjoy 2nd Gen Horn. The part that matters the most is trying to have fun. Unlike many weapons that are simple looking with complex layers, the Hunter Horn appears complex but is simple at heart. Of course, there's much more nuance to the weapon, but the first step is just giving it a chance. Well, on to the next episode.